naturally delicious. Regions Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. By Shelter Insurance. For award-winning service, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Arkansas Heart Hospital. Dedicated to your heart. By Ballpark, the official hot dog of the Razorbacks. Harps. Quality foods, hometown fresh. It's that simple at Harps. By Visit Hot Springs. Time for a road trip to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Learn more at hotsprings.org. Whole Hog Cafe. At Whole Hog Cafe, world champion barbecue is what they do. By Roller Funeral Homes. For 3 generations, the Razorback Nation has trusted the Roller family to serve yours. With all our respect. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas. Reliable, affordable, responsible power. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. This is winning. Baptist Health, Arkansas's largest and most comprehensive health system. By Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Razorback fans. The Arkansas Department of Health. Quit tobacco. We can help. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of Razorback Athletics. By Kubota, together we do more. Farmers Union Insurance, simply different. By the University of Arkansas Online, offering flexible degree programs. Apply now at online.uark.edu. Hellman's, the official mayonnaise of Razorback Athletics. Wright's Barbecue, small house, big flavor. Our Care, health for all. And by Domino's Pizza. Hog fans, order online at Domino's.com to save money on mouth-watering pizza with Domino's Rewards. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorback Sports Network.
This is Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics, the world's favorite light beer.
Green's going to throw on first down, steps up into the end zone, wants Tesla, complete touchdown Arkansas. Isaac Tesla with his second touchdown reception of the season, and the Razorbacks are on the board.
I believe I'm going to have me old cold beer.
Stock up with Bud Light for game days. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every Razorback football game. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Welcome into Hog Reaction. Zach Arns, Christian Johnston. The big news tonight, there will be postseason football for the Arkansas Razorbacks. They defeat Louisiana Tech today 35-14 in a game that can best be described as workmanlike. Christian, it wasn't pretty at times, but it was effective. Arkansas wins by 21, and they drag out Larry the bowling ball, and looks like we're going to have some postseason football.
Yeah, it kind of just felt the whole game, Arkansas they were in control, but, made plenty of mistakes. You're right about Louisiana Tech. Their defense was okay, but, they can't really move the ball. Arkansas was able to do enough, and get a win, get to 6 wins, and you got a pretty big one next week against Missouri. You want to beat them specifically just because you haven't been able to do it in forever. So next week there's a lot on the line.
A lot on the line next week as Arkansas will travel up to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers. This is one of those weekends in college football. They used to call it Separation Saturday, but a lot of information has come across. We can stop pretending that Colorado's good. We can stop pretending that Lane Kiffin can win big games because he can't. We can also stop pretending, based on what's happening in Yankee Stadium, stop pretending that a 9-0 Army team is a good football team. And this is what I love. We're down to the wire here. We're going to find out on Tuesday about the college football playoff rankings. But I think, and I don't know how you feel about this. Game was ugly today at times at Razorback Stadium. It wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but this is what they are. They are workmanlike when they have things going. Taylor Green gets a big run right before halftime. They kind of get things moving and dominated the second half.
Yeah, shot yourself in the foot quite a bit in this game, but so did Louisiana Tech. It was just one of those games where, Arkansas would have had to do, have a terrible day on defense. That would have probably wouldn't have been good on a day like this, but the defense played well. The offense took a while to get going. I know the first, the kickoff, they brought it back on the first play of the game, but it got held back on a holding penalty, and you kind of saw a couple more holding penalties, kind of stalled drives and things like that. But you got to credit Louisiana Tech. They came in with a plan, and it wasn't a great day offensively, but this time of year you're just it's kind of the stretch run of the season. The big thing is you got the win today. It has no bearing on next week. I expect Arkansas to be much more jacked up for that game. I know it seems like Arkansas doesn't typically care about playing Missouri, but they need to, because a 7-5 season, that'll get you a better bowl game. And who knows? I mean, 6-6, 7-5, not a whole lot of difference there, but a chance for Pittman to get another marquee win on the schedule. Missouri's not any slouch, so if they're able to get that win, that would be a good way to end the regular season.
You want to join the conversation? It's 877-377-6963. It's 877-377-6963. Christian and I are going to open up the phones on the other side of the break, and we'll take your calls, your texts. You want to weigh in on today's 21-point victory? No, it wasn't the prettiest thing, but they're not all Mona Lisas. Sometimes a W's a W, and you get to roll a bowling ball out there. Christian and I will be right back. On the other side of the break, we'll take your calls and your texts. You're listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith, or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
This is Hog Reaction.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howell in Van Buren.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. The merger of two good companies brings together strengths to make one great company. Regerson is now Sharp Equipment. Even though it will no longer have Joe, Jesse, or Sheila as they go off on another adventure, the foundation they have laid is now a strong asset along with Sharp Equipment to complement its offerings to their great customers. Sharp Equipment would like to thank the Taylors and look forward to continuing to serve the River Valley and beyond. Stop in at 5608 Wheeler Avenue and see what all Sharp Equipment has to offer.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine. On North 11th Street is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. Also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith. 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Green gets the snap, pressure coming. Talon forced to run inside the 40, first down at the 35, inside the 30 to the 20, cuts outside of the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas, no flags. 41 yards and a score for Talon Green.
This is Hog Reaction.
It's
35-14, the final score. Christian Johnston, Zach Arns with you on Hog Reaction. Let's go straight to the phones. Ryan's on the phone in Hot Springs. Ryan, what's going on tonight?
Hey guys, how you doing? I gotta get I want to give La Tech some credit, man. I know their offense isn't necessarily dynamic, but man, that is a very, very very good. They're not necessarily great talented, but they're very good.
Pesky
with
defense.
their X's and O's. Yeah, there you go. They showed up. They did what they had to do to keep themselves in the game. And sometimes you play these kinds of games with these smaller schools. They may have a little less talent than you, but they're sound on defense, and it's how they keep themselves in games. And you got to find a way to work around it, and they did it today, and that's what counts to get bowl eligible. And
They have a unique way of making games very ugly, and Arkansas was just sort of – these are the kind of games you just power through, and they're not always aesthetically pleasing, but you just sort of get through it, which they did, and it's a 35-14 win. Nobody's going to balk at that one. You get yourself bowl eligible, and you move on. You get ready for Missouri. I agree. I thought La Tech came in with a good game plan. I don't think Arkansas was as sharp as they probably would like to have been coming out of the gates, but credit La Tech a little bit on that. But eventually, talent took over, and Arkansas was able to get the win.
I felt like too, I've already been seeing some of our fans were all like, really, we're celebrating going to a bowl already? Because apparently right after the game they got a shirt that says bowl eligible or whatever. So our fans are already kind of like, how are we, like, here's the thing though, here's my issue with that. I don't actually have a problem with the shirt thing. We're doing something we ain't done in our history in a very long time. I don't think it's something we ought to be mocking or be unpleased with. I know the season hadn't necessarily gone the way some of us thought they would, but also this fan base at the end of the day, the majority of the fan base did not think we were going to make a bowl game. We've made a bowl game, and they're still unhappy. You know what I mean? Like, but that's my thoughts. I'm like I said, I won't say that I'm very happy, but I'm pleased. I guess I'll take it. I'm not
It's a whole lot better than the alternative, which is sitting at home during the holidays. You get a chance to go play another football game. You're going to get a 13th game, and that's the goal, is to get those extra practices, get to play a postseason game. It's a whole lot better than going 4-8. As much as you may kind of roll your eyes and go, hey, bowl eligible, it's a big deal.
I agree. I hope you'll have a great day and go Hogs.
Be good, Ron. Yeah, Christian, I know some people will roll their eyes and Mobile, Liberty Bowl, whatever. It's a big deal from a program perspective. You heard Sam in the postgame talk about it. Some of these guys never been to a bowl game, never been to the postseason at the Division I level. It's a big deal to get bowl eligible, especially for a team that was expected to win 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, it's great for the team aspect of it, and the fans. You want to see your team in a bowl game, even though unless you're Alabama, you're kind of like, oh, we're in this bowl, But when Arkansas, they're not expected to do much this year, and you get to a bowl, I don't know that it's anything to necessarily celebrate, but it's something to be, kind of prideful in because of the way the season's gone. This thing could have. This season really could have went south a couple times. You could have let 2 or 3 losses pile up in a row or something. That's one thing they didn't let happen this year. Could they have gotten a couple more wins? Of course, but you are where you are this year. There's something to build on. You want to put up a good fight against Missouri. You want to beat them, obviously. You don't want to have a repeat of last year where you end the season basically getting the doors blown off. So. No. You want to have a better taste in your mouth, and then you're going to get a bowl game. So let's say you don't beat Missouri, you can kind of get that taste out of your mouth a little bit in the bowl game.
Henry from Fayetteville is texting, says we're mid. We're as mid as a team can be. Maybe. Now, if you go and you beat Missouri, you win your bowl game. That's 8 wins. I mean, when was the last time that Arkansas had 8 wins? It was the year with Traylon Burks. So, they're a work in progress. I think I agree. It wasn't an electric performance. It wasn't a sharp performance, but it was workmanlike. Talon had the one bad throw. Other than that, I thought he played pretty well. Derek from Fayetteville says, credit to Sam, man. This team was left for dead at the beginning of the season. They've overachieved. They've gotten past the number everybody thought they would get to. Are you celebrating going to Mobile? Probably not. But you know what? You can be satisfied that, hey, you got to bowl season, and that's that is certainly something that's not something that should be taken lightly. Weston Harrison, I do want to talk about this. The roughing the passer call was legit. Is it ticky-tack? 100%. However, the rule reads, if you make forcible contact to the head or face area with the crown of your helmet, they will call it every single time. It's targeting. I'm sorry. Yes. Is it old school football? Absolutely not. But that's the way the rule is written, and they're going to call it every single time. I didn't like the call. I've been hit, like that before, and it doesn't, it's ticky tack, but it is the rule.
If they make that call in like a conference game, one score game at the end, I could see why, but I knew it probably wouldn't affect the game that much, and it didn't. Maybe if you had Arkansas covering or something, you might be mad about that because they did go on to score. But yeah, that was kind of ticky tack. Let's just say the referees didn't have their best game, but neither did the teams on the field. So
that's true. Piggy Small says the season's going to be defined by the Oklahoma State loss. Now, I don't like to play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game because you played the game, you lost, no big deal. If you play Tennessee today, they're probably going to beat you. So you're probably going to flip-flop losses there. They're right where they should be. They're 6-5 with a chance to go to 7-5 against Missouri and 8-5 in a bowl game. Man, I'm telling you, if I had told you back in August 8-4 or 8-5, you would have taken it all day long. Go, hell yeah, we'll take that. Absolutely. So, I mean, have they been a little schizophrenic? Absolutely. But this is kind of what they are. If you want to call or text the show, it's 877-377-6963. Christian and I'll be here for an hour or so. Wrapping up today's win, I don't know how you feel about it. I thought Talon played pretty well, 20 out of 37, 221. Did have 2 touchdowns. The pick was bad. Just overshot it, but that's kind of what he is.
Yeah.
Andrew Armstrong's Andrew Armstrong. He does what he does. But shout out to Rashad Dubinion, had 112 yards and 15 carries. I mean, that's a guy that, has been in the garage most of the season. And he comes up big in a game that they absolutely had to have.
Yeah, some guys definitely played well. The turnovers kind of stalled some drives here and there, but and you mentioned Armstrong. That catch by Satania was awesome when he went up and got it. I mean, some players, really went out there and gave it their best. The defense, a really good performance. I know you weren't facing a great offense, but you see so many times like this where the defense kind of goes through the motions and gives up a bunch of yards. Arkansas didn't do that today. The offense did enough, and I think they lost the turnover battle again, but they ended up winning. So it didn't matter. But
it's something they've got to work on. Mike and Harrison has a question about the special teams. How many times has our punt coverage
that made
team
me
run
mad.
into? Well, that's two. I mean, you had the one against Oklahoma State, but the one that bothered me the most was a fake punt. I mean, that's just end man on the line of scrimmage. You got to stay home. You have to stay home. You can't chase they look like dogs chasing a car. Special teams had a rough night, a really rough night. And that's one of those things that somebody certainly saw in game film. And they were in a spot where it was 28-7. They pick up the first down and they try and get themselves back into the ball game. But special teams did not have their best night, and they got away with it. The turnovers, certainly were something that they'll work on next week. And look, everybody thinks you're just going to roll into Mizzou and have a chance to win. That's a really good football team. That's a top 25 football team when Brady Cook's in the lineup, and he is. So that's, you're going to have to deal with that next week in a place that you haven't had a ton of success.
Yeah, you'll probably have a chance to win, but you were able to say that, a lot. And they always found a way to kind of beat you at the end. So hopefully that trend can kind of flip back and you can get this, maybe get this rivalry, if you want to call it that, back in your on your side for at least a year. And we got a couple phone callers if you want to get to them.
You fire away. Tell me who's on there.
We got Big Mike and Waldron.
Oh, Big Mike. What's going on, my man?
That game, I couldn't see it. That game sounded disjointed. That's what I wanted to call it while I was listening to it. It was just, and I had Florida, baby. I had Florida.
Yeah,
but right now
we're going to talk about Lane Kiffin coming up. Kiff didn't have his best day.
I got A&M winning by 5, and right now they're laying an egg, so I'm probably going to lose that. What is it now?
21-7.
Oh, well, at least they got back within 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it seems like some games Taylor comes out and he hits everything, and then some days he overthrows a bunch of people. And that's what he did today.
But that's who he is. I mean, he's not a 70% passer. He's a 50% passer, but he makes plays with his legs, the touchdown run being one of them, that just sort of take your breath away. And you go, wow, he's got to find some level of consistency if he's going to be an effective quarterback in this league. Because it's great to do it against Louisiana Tech, but you need it against Texas.
All right, see y'all later.
All right, Mike, you have a good night.
All right, we got Easy in Bentonville if you want to go to him real quick.
All right, let's go to Easy in Bentonville. What's going on, my man?
Good evening, guys. How we doing?
Hanging in there. 21-point win, never a bad evening.
Just going to keep it real short. Anybody that expected more than 6-6, and especially 7-5, need to have their heads examined.
Well, there's still a chance at
just
7.
Tired of all the negativity. Like it or not, he will be back next year. Need to do what we can to help. Even if you can't and don't want to give money, you can at least be supportive. Go Hogs, and you guys have a great night.
All right.
They were 4-8 last year. They're 6-5 now. Any way you look at it, it's marked improvement over the 2023 season. If this game had gotten sideways, I think there would have been some discussions, but I think he would have been back. But look, you're bowl eligible again. He's been bowl eligible 4 out of his 5 years, and that's not something to just push aside. Has it been great? Absolutely not. Has he struggled in November? He sure has. Has he beaten Missouri? No. But all in all, I think if you look at what he was tasked with doing when he got the job and where they are right now, he's about on track. Is he the guy to get you from 6 or 7 wins to 10 or 12? That I don't know. But I think when you look at what he was asked to do, which is to solidify the foundation of this program, he did it. He absolutely did it. Coming out of the Chad Morris debacle, he did exactly what you've asked him to do. And that's where I think sometimes as fans we get a little crazy because they drop a game we think they shouldn't. Or you take the Oklahoma State game. Oklahoma State, the rails came off for Oklahoma State after they got beat by Utah. Utah sort of exposed them, and then the whole thing came crashing down right after that. Oklahoma State was a top 25 team when you played them, or a top 15 team when you played them. So sometimes our expectations are a little wild, but I think this team as constructed was a 6, 7, 8 win team somewhere in there. They're right on track to do that. And I would be stunned if the school made a move and Sam Pittman wasn't back.
No, they're not.
If Sam decides that, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, totally understand. But I think, and just in listening to his post-game tonight, he was energized, he was excited, he was happy for his kids. Man, they're going bowling. And you get to play somebody that you probably haven't played in a while or ever. And that's always really, really cool to do. This is Hog Reaction. You can get in on this, 877-377-6963. You can text or call. Christian and I will be here for a while taking your calls. Let's see here. We've got some texts that have come in. D in Fort Smith says the foundation is set. Now it's time to turn the page with new blood at the top. All right. Okay. Derek from Fayetteville says, let's not give too much credit to the same one. One of his 4 bowl-eligible seasons was a 3-7 season. Look, all I said was he was bowl-eligible. All I said was he was bowl eligible against an SEC schedule. By the way,
3-7 season. Actually, I know that's weird to say, but we hadn't won an SEC game in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it'd been a while. Granted, you had a superstar wide receiver who may have. I still the worst stat I've ever heard is that Traylon Burks under the Chad Morris regime was never targeted in the red zone. It's just inexplicable.
Wow.
But it's like Andrew Hutchinson told me that one time, and I said, "No, I think you're drunk." And he's like, "No, really, they never threw the ball to him in the red zone." Which, looking back on it, seems. I mean, he should have been fired for that.
Well, he couldn't figure out the right quarterback either.
Yeah, he never had a quarterback. So we're going to be here for a little while. This is Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas. Christian and I will be right back.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Do you want to do something unconventional this holiday season? Hey, Ty Richardson for New Myers Rib Room and Beer Garden, where they are catering anything that they have on their menu at the Rib Room. Take advantage of incredible ribs, smoked wings, tamales, barbecue, and more. Call them at 479-494-7427. Stop in and see Joe, Linda, and their entire team at 424 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. The New Myers wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday buy one, get one personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness, Rye Hill.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds, from small towns to big cities. business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Green gets the snap, pressure coming. Talon forced to run inside the 40, first down at the 35, inside the 30, to the 20, cuts outside of the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas, no flags. 41 yards and a score for Talon Green.
This is Hog Reaction.
It's
877-377-6963. That's the number you can call or text if you want to talk about tonight's game. 35-14 win. Razorbacks now bowl eligible at 6-5, and now you go get to take a shot at Missouri. They'll be in the top 25 if they win today, and that's a team that's been kind of your bugaboo the last couple of years. But hey, free shot at them. You're already bowl eligible. The pressure's off.
Yeah, I think you need to come in next week. You've got more to prove, really. I mean, as far as Missouri's kind of, they're not in the playoff. I mean, they may kind of take you a little lightly. Because, I mean, they are a good team, but go in with that mindset. I want to get another win for your teammates and Sam and all that good stuff, and maybe Missouri will have one of their mediocre to maybe a little bit better.
Mid's the word you're looking
games,
for.
and you kind of play really well and have a few breaks go your way and get a win.
Well, this going into that game. One, I don't think they've won up there since they joined the SEC. But two, their head coach from Alma, Arkansas, takes this game very seriously.
True.
This is his Super Bowl. There will be no letdown from Missouri. They will play this game like it's the most important game they've ever played. He puts that much emphasis on it. JT in Hot Springs has checked in. He says, what was the best team in the last 5 years? It's obviously the 2021 team with Traylon Burks. His point being that he doesn't believe that Sam's recruiting at the level that 2021 team had. And here's the difference, is recruiting is kind of taking a backseat to the portal. The portal era, I think they've done okay. It's a little bit different in the portal era. So recruiting doesn't maybe get the emphasis that it used to. But I mean, you look at some of the guys they've managed to pull out of. I mean, look at some of the guys that they've had that are playing big parts in this. I was sitting here with somebody during the game, and I made the comment that, look, in the off season, and I don't know if you heard Sam talking about this earlier this week, but you're getting into the revenue sharing model. You're going to have school funds now to spend it on the offensive line. They need offensive linemen in the worst way. Blackstock was getting turned around by Louisiana Tech defenders, and that's terrifying. He's had a tough year, but this is a guy that started. I mean, he's an interior,
out of position,
way out of position. He's an interior guy. You can't put him at tackle and expect there not to be be some issues. They've got to find tackles. Carmona's been serviceable. He's played well at times. The high end guys have given him some issues, but I think he's been serviceable. But you got to find a right tackle, because every time Taylor Green drops back and he hits that, his foot hits the ground, his plant foot does. I mean, he's looking at defensive linemen in his face, and that's just something you got to get straightened out in the offseason.
Yeah, and I know it's tough to do in the portal with offensive linemen, and they gave it their best effort, and I think maybe there were some slight improvements. I think last year's offensive line was worse than this one, to say the least. But I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason as far as linemen. There's going to probably be a couple leave. You're going to have to replace a couple here and there, but that's got to be for the second year in a row. That may be your biggest, need is a better offensive line.
Yeah, and it showed at times tonight. I mean, La Tech got pressure on Taylor Green. He was able to slip away a couple of times. But I was reading one of these live chats as the game was going on, and they're right. I mean, Taylor Green's game is legs first, arms second. You're not going to ask him to stand in the pocket, scan the field, read the defense, and then deliver the ball. That's not what he does. It's if one isn't open and two's not there, take off and run. And what we've noticed is the competition has gotten better and the defenses have gotten better. He hasn't been able to run away from guys the way you saw today on that 49-yard run. La Tech certainly doesn't have the athletes that a Texas or a Mississippi has. And that's the noticeable difference. That's going to be his biggest challenge. And I say if he's here, because he'll obviously have the option to leave and go into the transfer portal. But if he's here next year with Bobby Petrino, the biggest thing he's got to practice or get better at is standing in the pocket, reading a defense, and delivering the ball.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot to Bobby Petrino's offense, but even next year, let's say that Taylor is much more comfortable under this offense, you still got to have the guys up front. I mean, I would think that that would make that much easier on him to hit his reads, whatever. I don't know if he's going to be looked upon to run as much next year with him being as comfortable in the offense. This year may have kind of been a misnomer. He today, like an example, they needed his legs several times, and that's what he gives you. You'll take some of his mistakes, but throwing the ball because of his ability to break off a 40-yard, 50-yard run here and there. So I don't think that's a recipe for success, though, in the SEC, is to have a guy that's constantly evading pressure and throwing on the run. That starts obviously up front, and like I said, I know it's not easy to get a good offensive line, especially nowadays in the portal era. But I mean, to me, that again, I'll say it again, that's got to be addressed next year. And I know players will get better, they'll get stronger, but I don't know. I just hope that we're not saying this again next year where Taylor's running for his life. I mean, that's just not gonna fly this next year.
Christian, you'd be proud of me right now. I've got 13 games on. I've got 3 quad boxes,
wow.
And then 13 games on right now. 3 quad boxes, plus I got the Notre Dame Army game on my big 65-inch TV. So, if I suddenly lock up, that's probably why. Is I'm just sitting here staring at one of these games that are on right now. A lot of good football around the country today. Look at the Ole Miss Florida game. I mean, you want to talk about a team that was not expected to do much. They were ready to run Napier out of there when they were 3-5. And guess what? They're bowl eligible now, and they did it beating a team that everybody thought was one of the sort of dark horse favorites for a national title. That's how crazy these last 2 weeks can get. I mean, we're seeing right now the down in Auburn, who we left for dead a couple of weeks ago. They've got to beat A&M tonight and then Alabama next week to get bowl eligible. It's college football is a weird game, especially in November. You get a lot of weird results, especially in that second week and that third week into Thanksgiving week. Nothing in these last 2 weeks is a given.
I think what you're seeing this week is a lot of teams fighting for coaches, fighting for that 6th win, and I'm telling you that motivating factor can be enough. I mean, because a lot of these teams they all have good athletes. They just some it may be game plan one week. It may be, players kind of not playing full speed all the time and stuff like that. But for Florida to have back-to-back wins over LSU and Ole Miss,
yeah, crazy, right?
I don't think anybody would have predicted that earlier in the season. Just especially Ole Miss is, they're not going to make the playoff this year, but we saw how what they're capable of, and that was a good win for Florida. And I don't think if you're Florida, you got to feel okay about going into next season.
Sure, you do.
You've
and
got
you got to
some
feel
great
good.
wins.
Look, you're going to get Florida State next week in their annual rivalry game. You're going to go 7-5 with a freshman quarterback that you really, really like. And, yeah, I mean, you got to feel good if you're in Billy Napier's shoes. It was funny. I was watching bits and pieces of the Georgia-Massachusetts game just because UMass gave them a game. I mean,
went right down the field, first drive.
Really? And I hate to say this if you're one of these SEC shills, they're going to play Georgia Tech next week. Georgia Tech is not an easy win.
No.
I mean, that's a team that's gotten better as the season's gone along. And if one of the Mississippi lost tonight, if the result holds down at Auburn, the 4 teams right now that would be your playoff teams would be in whatever order are Tennessee, Texas. Help me out here. Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, and who's the 4th one I'm missing?
Tennessee, Texas, Alabama,
and Georgia.
And
Georgia. If one of those 4 teams were to lose next week, you can't have a 3-loss non-conference champion in the playoff. The SEC right now is in a weird spot where, I mean, Mississippi's out.
We're cannibalizing. The SEC's cannibalizing themselves.
I think it's just the league's not as the league doesn't have a great team. I think the league's okay. I think they're getting by on reputation in a lot of ways. I don't think Georgia's the Georgia of old. I don't think Alabama's the Alabama of old. I'd be hard-pressed to tell you who the best team in the league is. I don't know. Everybody's got one of those games where you just kind of scratch your head and go, I know who the best team in the country is. I think it's Ohio State, and then followed by Oregon, and they're going to meet again at some point. But, I mean, if you look across the league, you can't tell me there are a lot of really, really good teams if they've got 2 and 3 losses. I think the league is a little bit down. I don't think there's a great team in the league. And we're going to find out when they get into the playoff, how good the league really is.
And you make a point about the SEC and the way they're kind of beating up on each other. I don't know that whoever, makes it into the playoff they may have too much wear and tear on them, to go. How many more games would you have to win the national title? Like 4?
You'd have to win what?
3.
3. You'd have to win 3 to get there, I think, and then 4 to win it. But you're also, if these teams continue to lose and, as you say, cannibalize themselves, man, you're going to have to travel that first weekend. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to Bloomington in the first round, yeah, you might be a better team than Indiana, but it's freaking cold up there in mid-December. Nobody, the last college football playoff rankings have Alabama going to South Bend. Look, I've been in South Bend in December. It is unpleasant. It is biting cold. And those, most of the kids from Alabama never been up there. That's a whole, and you can't simulate it. And that's going to be that will be interesting as this thing starts to unfold. But there's a ton of football left to be played, and we saw some of that today. I watched a great game earlier between BYU and Arizona State, and who thought we'd be having that conversation? That was a big game in the Big 12.
Did BYU come back and win?
I think Arizona State wound up winning that one 28-23.
Okay.
And we found out that Colorado's a fraud, which I think we all kind of understood. So we can stop pretending that they're a good football team.
And how is Kansas all of a sudden beating good teams?
They got healthy. That was the whole thing. Was they were a top 25 team in the preseason. They just got banged up early on, lost a couple of games, and kind of drifted into the distance. But now they're back, and they've beaten BYU. They've beaten Colorado. And that's a tough team. Maybe the best team in the Big 12 is Kansas State. I don't know. I don't know what the College Football Playoffs Committee is going to do with this. I do know that Oregon right now, going into next week, they'll be 1. Ohio State's going to be 2. It's that 3 to 7 range right now. Texas will probably stay at 3, but they struggled today with a Kentucky team that really gave them a game. So it's welcome to college football 2024. The portal era has kind of evened out the talent, and we are seeing some craziness here the last couple of weeks. If you want to join the conversation, it's 877-367-6963. You can call or text. We're getting some texts here. We'll go through those in just a little bit. Christian and I will be back on the other side of the break. You are listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Hog Reaction.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit KevinHickeyLaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Green gets the snap, pressure coming. Talon forced to run inside the 40, first down at the 35, inside the 30, to the 20, cuts outside of the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas, no flags. 41 yards and a score for Talon Green.
This is Hog Reaction.
It's
Welcome back to Hog Reaction. Christian Johnston, Zach Arns with you for about another 40 minutes or so, talking about tonight's 35-14 win over Louisiana Tech. Hacker is text in on the text line. You can text to 877-377-6963. He says Oklahoma isn't going to a bowl. Christian, what's the score of that game right now?
It's 10-3 Sooners at halftime.
Oklahoma's playing well. I'm sitting here. I've got this in one of my my quad boxes. They're playing really, really well. They are. They're starting the third quarter right now, and they look like the Oklahoma of old. It's senior day out there, playing with a lot of emotion. Man, that's fine. Hey, look, if Alabama loses, I'm all for it. Anything to get Alabama out. That's certainly something that I like. But that game's going on. The one that's really interesting right now is going on down in Baton Rouge. 14-7 LSU at halftime. Apparently, the students in the first quarter started chanting "Fire Kelly." I don't know that that's going to happen. That's a $60 million buyout. That seems excessive. After a couple of years, after a couple of 9 and 10 win seasons, that seems excessive. But things down there are crazy. I mean, here's the thing: Brian Kelly, I don't think understood when he went into when he walked into that situation. The place that he came from, pretty forgiving. They would let you build. LSU fans are lunatics. They expect 10 wins. 10's the floor. You better win a national title in a couple of years there, or they're going to be unhappy.
Yeah, and you're right. LSU kind of under Brian Kelly's been, a solid team, 9-win team, but he's had some, specifically with this team this year, he's had some moments where he has not been, happy with them, and it looked like everything was turning around after they played Arkansas, and I thought they were one of the best teams in the country, but that second half against Texas A&M, man, just kind of flipped everything the other way. And then, you go on the road and play a pretty hungry, motivated Florida team last week, and they may have just ran into a buzzsaw there. The Swamp, when that's rocking, I've heard that's really tough to deal with.
It can be, yeah. It can be when that place is full and it's going. It can be really, really difficult. I have a lot of experience with Brian Kelly, so what I'm seeing isn't surprising. His teams tend to play down to their competition a lot. His teams tend to come out of the locker room flat in big games a lot. So none of this is surprising. Now, the one thing that he does very well is that he makes adjustments very well. He'll have his first couple of years at his last stop was like 8-5, and then he went 12-0. And that will happen at LSU eventually. But he's got to some of the optics coming out of that program right now are not great, which is fine. I'm all for LSU's destruction. That's perfectly cool. But if he doesn't get it turned around, it's going to be one of the big flameouts, I think, in college football history. They can't buy him out. It's $60 million to get him out of there. Yeah, I think it's $60.1 million to get Brian Kelly out of there. A couple other scores from around the league. Texas beat Kentucky 31-14. It was not a 17-point game. Kentucky got themselves right back into it. And, I said this all week on our show. I think Texas is gimmicky. I don't think they're the third best team in America. I think they're a team that's going to run into someone in the college football playoff, or maybe when they run into Georgia again in the SEC title game. If you can handle their receivers, if you've got defensive backs and linebackers that can run, you can take care of Texas because their offensive line's not very good. They can't move you off the ball, and the offense relies on deception. If you get a team that doesn't take the bait, you're in trouble. So I'm not a huge fan of what Sark's doing down there. I think they'll get run pretty soon. The big one today, of course, Florida beats Ole Miss. Did you watch any of this game?
I watched a little bit. That last possession, I think Jackson Dart threw like 4 interceptions on that last possession.
I have a standing theory that transfer USC quarterbacks suck just because I have animosity and beef with USC. But I really believe that Jackson Dart he's a system guy. And that last drive, man, I mean, he threw pick after pick after pick.
And he was like going to the bench kind of like crying almost. You know?
Well, the league kept trying to bail him out. I mean, they kept going, here, have the ball back. And it just didn't happen. So I'm a big Billy Napier fan, so I'm happy to see this. I'm kind of anti-Kiffin. The guy's never won anything that matters, and today was just another example. Georgia beat UMass today, 59-21. Again, that game was really, really close for a bit. Tennessee just took care of UTEP. South Carolina today beat Wofford. Now that you may say that's not, what's the big deal? Well, they get Clemson next week, and that's a game that they have had circled and circled and circled. South Carolina now 18th in the country. They win 56-12 today. I was talking with my guy Dell Loggins early in the week, and they Rocket's finally healthy. Rocket Sanders is healthy. Their quarterback is coming around. That game next week is going to be huge for them. If they have if they beat Clemson, that's such a boost for them. They'll be a top 15 team. And you better look out for South Carolina. Shane Beamer's got a little something going down there. Missouri beat Mississippi State tonight 39-20, so Missouri will come in the top 25. And, of course, Arkansas beats Louisiana Tech 35-14.
Oklahoma's about to score again.
I know. I'm sitting here watching this. And
that's unbelievable.
I don't know what the college football – I don't know how the College Football Playoff Committee and Greg Sankey will try to put Alabama and Mississippi back in the top 12 with losses today. I mean, 3 losses, I think you're probably out. But the only school I would say that could probably get in there with 6 losses is probably Alabama. If Oklahoma takes care of them in Norman tonight, I don't know what the league does. The league doesn't have a leg to stand on. I mean, these are your teams. These are the 3 teams that are college football playoff eligible, and it's Georgia, it's Texas, and Tennessee, and that's it. I mean, those would be the teams that got in.
Yeah, and it's hard to pick a team in the SEC that you think like, oh man, they can go win it all. You know, everybody's kind of got their issues, but once the playoffs get here, that'll be interesting. I'm sure the SEC will get a couple in.
Well, if 2 losses is the benchmark, I mean, I think Texas is in good shape. They're not going to lose to Texas A&M next week. I think Georgia's probably in good shape. They're going to win the SEC title game. But are you going to rank a 2-loss Georgia team as the number 1 seed?
No.
I know it's such a weird year. It feels a lot like 2007 when the number 1 team in the country just kept switching every week. The number 1 team was going down. This is a weird year. I feel like there's 5 or 6 teams that have a legitimate shot to win the national title. It's just going to depend on where you get seated and what your path is to the title game.
Yeah, and I keep going to these Big Ten teams. Like I talked to you out in a break. Like Notre Dame is slowly kind of being that team that nobody's talking about. That might be creeping up on some people and. The way the SEC's kind of played this year, I mean, I don't know that they'll just get in the playoffs and start steamrolling people like a lot of people think.
I don't think so. I think the 2 best teams in the country are in the Big Ten. I think it's Oregon and I think it's Ohio State. I think those are the 2 best teams in the country. I think there's a gap, and then it's fill in the blank. Obviously, I have a rooting interest in Notre Dame, but this is a team that can't kick a field goal or an extra point right now. That's going to come back to haunt them at some point. But I told my dad's been texting me all ball game. I'm like, Notre Dame plays pissed off after that NIU thing. They play pissed off, and it's served them well. They got to go take care of business. They're up 35-7 right now. They got to take care of business next week.
And then Vanderbilt could beat Tennessee next week.
Sure they could.
And that could
sure they could. And Vanderbilt's bowl eligible. And the crazy thing about them is, if they were to win tonight against LSU, can you in any shape could you think in any universe where they would beat an Alabama, an LSU, and a Tennessee in the same season? Wow. Vanderbilt. I mean, it's just crazy to think about that Clark Lee's got that thing going. Now you got to figure out if it's sustainable. And that's that's going to be
You
the
got to
tough
get
part
another
for-
Pavia if there is one out there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's they're a very quarterback driven team, but they play defense. And that's that's one of the things that that Clark Lee is known for. Oklahoma has scored. They're up 17-3 on Alabama.
Alabama may lose because Oklahoma's got a pretty good defense.
What's crazy, and we were talking about this during one of the breaks. I mean, Jalen Milroe, I know he was thought of as a Heisman contender, early on. He's regressed. We're seeing kind of the regression of Jalen Milroe. This is a guy that relies on his legs first. Last year, I thought he was getting better at the end of the year as far as passing goes, but I feel like he's regressed a little bit, and I wouldn't mind, if my team were in the college football playoff and Alabama was my opponent, I wouldn't be worried about it. This isn't Nick Saban's Alabama. This is a totally different deal, and right now Oklahoma has got Alabama confused and on the ropes. It's pretty cool to watch, to see a team in Oklahoma that's gotten better as the year's gone on. That's the other thing is they had a rough September and October. They've gotten better. And right now, if they were to win this week and next week, I think it's this week.
And they got LSU next week too.
Mm-hmm.
If they can beat Bama, they can beat LSU.
Yeah, and if they win tonight, they're bowl eligible, and that's crazy to think about, given the depth that they had fallen to earlier this year. So, man, I love November football in college. Something always happens. And you start getting these massive upsets, and you just see things that you don't see in September. And a lot of it has to do with fatigue and conditioning, and a couple of injuries here and there can change the course of an entire team. Take a look at Florida State last year. When Travis Jordan goes down, suddenly they're not definitely not the same team they were, and you see where they are this year. It's welcome to college football. This is Hog Reaction. You can get us at 877-377-6963. Christian and I will be here for about 25 minutes or so. We're going to talk about some other things. We'll get back to the Arkansas game in just a little bit. If you want to call or text, please do. Christian will be happy to set you up, and we'll talk to you on the other side of the break. This is Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is Hog Reaction.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024.
Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024.
Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
At
Shelter Insurance. We believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast. And always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Green to throw. Time now. He's going to run. The field opens. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. That was too good not to take advantage of. Taylor Green runs it in. That is the fourth touchdown that Green has been responsible for tonight.
Call or text the show at 866-285-4005. This is Hog Reaction.
This is Hog Reaction. Christian Johnston, Zach Arns with you. A couple more minutes for you to get in on the show. Talk about Arkansas's 35-14 win over Louisiana Tech. I am currently watching 13 games on my quad box. In one quad box, I've got all the big games that are going on at the moment, ranked on ranked, that kind of thing. Notre Dame leads Army 42-7. The game of the night, if you're an SEC shill, Bama down 24-3 to Oklahoma right now. Oklahoma just returned a Jalen Milroe interception, and Alabama's on the ropes.
Do you think their fans will be as mad as when they lost to Vandy? Because I mean, you can make an argument that Vandy's better than. I know
it's not great. It's not great. It's not great. This is not what they signed up for with Kalen DeBoer. They were in the Final Four last year. And this would be loss number 3 and it's not like you lost to Georgia. You beat Georgia, but you turn around and you lose to Vanderbilt. The Alabama's playoff light is flickering right now. Another game on my quad box, on what I call my left quad box, Wyoming is leading number 10 Boise 13-10.
Go Wyoming.
I'm telling you.
Man.
And then in the other SEC game that I've got in my quad box A&M has tied it up. They've come back from 21 down to tie it up with Auburn. There's no question. Auburn is on the ropes in this one. That game's 21-21, 6.5 minutes ago in the third quarter. But the Alabama thing, this is. Yeah. I mean, are we seeing? I guess we're seeing the end of the Alabama dynasty, as it were. This has been a bad performance from this team.
I know it's Kalen DeBoer's first year, and they'll have more good seasons under him probably, but I don't think it'll be anything like what we saw with Saban. This league is really kind of evened out now. I mean, week after week you're playing good teams, and that's one of the things Saban was so known for and so good at, was getting his team mentally prepared every single week for every opponent. And you've seen several let-ups this season, man. And it's one thing to lose close games, but and I know the Vanderbilt game was close, but this one's getting out of hand.
They were prepared for every eventuality with under Saban, especially defensively. No stone went unturned. Watching they've had some issues. They had Tommy Rees in there as their OC last year, and early on, I mean, it was a struggle for Alabama to move the football. But this is a complete meltdown. I mean, never in my life would you have said that they would lose to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt in the same year. The Tennessee thing I can understand, but you got to win over Georgia. They're a very confusing football team. I don't think they're very good at their skill positions outside of Williams. I think they're okay. I mean, by their standards, and it's a high bar. He's in trouble again. He just throws the ball into traffic. And this is not something you can do when you get into the playoff. If you get to the playoff, if they lose tonight to an unranked 5-5 Oklahoma team, your season's over. If you're Alabama, your season is over. And in my personal opinion, couldn't happen to a better group of people. They don't deserve any more success.
They don't have that bruising running back either.
No, they don't.
That's kind of what they used to lean on. When they maybe had trouble on offense, they could just run the clock and run it down your throat. But when you're down 24-3, you can't really do that. But that's one of those things I've noticed about Alabama is even under Saban, it kind of switched to a more spread them out type offense. But this is not, this is just an average. Well, I'll say average for Alabama. It's just an average Alabama team. This team will be one that they want to quickly forget especially if they lose tonight to Oklahoma, a 5-5 team on the cusp of bowl eligibility.
And here's another thing: if you're an Arkansas fan, you look at this. I mean, Alabama getting housed by Oklahoma. Look, Oklahoma's 5-5 coming in. As you go into Missouri next week, if you play with max effort, we've seen what they can do. We've seen what Arkansas can do. They beat Tennessee. They confused, and I don't even like trying to say his last name, but the quarterback Nico Iamaleava.
How healthy was Arkansas going into this game? That's going to be another thing. They got a couple guys back, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and they're getting healthier, which is something that you normally don't see in November. They're getting a bunch of guys back. And look, Arkansas's got. I think their defense is good. I don't think it's great. They're more scheme centered. I don't think they've got a ton of NFL guys, and you want elite defenses, you got to have a lot of NFL guys. I don't think they have a ton of them, but they can keep that. They keep them in games, and against a team like a Missouri who's going to want to go fast, score points. Defense is going to have to play really, really well and keep them in the game while the offense sort of figures it out. Missouri's defense is not great. It is it's a bend but don't break. It's a hey, we'll give you the 3, not 7 kind of defense. So next week will be pretty interesting. With the Thanksgiving week, that always throws things out of kilter. Can you focus and make yourself and get yourself a win, man? I'm telling you, if they got to 7 wins going into a bowl game, that would be such a big boost for them going into the offseason. I know all the gimmicky Larry the bowling ball stuff. That's fine. But if you can get to that 7th win based on what happened last year, and look, this year hasn't been perfect, but hey, you go in 7 wins, win 7, get yourself an opportunity to win an 8th. You're that's a hell of a year.
And momentum is a funny thing because next year's schedule is really brutal. And you want every bit of positive energy, momentum going into that season. And I'll say that I don't think it changes too much with the players, but because there'll be different faces on that team next year. But
sure,
at least for the fans, you come off a 4-8 season, and then you see a schedule like the one they're going to have next year, you'll be like, ugh. But I mean, and they may go 6-6 next year. It's just one of those deals where you got a tough schedule, and you want to see improvement. I want to see improvement at the offensive line. I've said that.
Got to find some receivers that can get separation out not named Andrew Armstrong.
You're going to definitely have to upgrade there, and
throw the ball to Luke Has.
Can we get a kicker?
That'd be nice.
Just one that we can rely on a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, there's some things that this team needs to improve on. Situational things too. You got close games. I mean, I know they practice stuff like that, but they got. I don't know how you can just develop a killer instinct, but they've got to get better at that too. When there's a big play to be made, they come up and they make the play instead of fumble or throw a pick. And that comes with getting comfortable and stuff in the offense. But we got at least 2 games this year. We're going to watch Arkansas play at least twice. So it all starts next week. You kind of just want to build on this, and you're playing for a trophy next week. I think you're 0 for 2 this year on trophies.
Yeah, it'd be nice to put something back in the trophy case. Hey, we can update Boise now up on Wyoming 17-13. What's his name? Janty just went in for a touchdown. So Boise's got the lead again. We'll wrap this thing up coming up. We've got one more segment, and then we'll call it a night. 877-367-6963. That is the phone number. We'll be right back. You're listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey and Hole Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
This is Hog Reaction.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with always on energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling. Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you. You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com.
Now Green going to give it to Jackson, right side, outside the numbers, at the 10 to the 5, touchdown Arkansas. Jaquindon from 13 yards out, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season, and it's a 34-14 Razorback lead.
This is Hog Reaction.
It's
One last segment here on Hog Reaction. Arkansas wins tonight 35-14 over Louisiana Tech, becomes bowl eligible, and there will be postseason football in Fayetteville in 2024. Quick update on some games that are going on right now. Auburn's taking the lead over Texas A&M 28-21. Alabama's still down by 21 in Norman, Oklahoma. Notre Dame's up huge on Army 49-7, and Boise State's leading Boise State's leading Wyoming 17-13. That's what we got going on. All right, I hesitate to do this, but let's go back to the phones. Hacker is on the phone. Hi, Hacker. How's your evening going?
Hey,
Hacker?
Shut up, dog. All right. No, hold on. Okay. No, we just got back to from Harrison from the ball game. Hold on. Shut up, dog. I'm just messing with you. So I sent you that text. Oklahoma is not going to go to the bowl, and my wife has to stop and pee at Marble. And then I get home, and
Appreciate the
they're
update.
up by. Yeah, so she's up by 3. They're up by 3 touchdowns now, so that's crazy. But hey, here's what I wanted to say. There's been a lot of talk about the basketball team this year, how nobody's been going to games because of tickets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry,
I need you to focus.
But everybody that sat around us today in the south end zone was nobody that sat around us all year. So football is still king in Arkansas because somehow other people found tickets to the game today. I sent you a screenshot of the stadium.
Did.
There was probably 60,000 people, I'm guessing, there today. And it was unlike anybody that's been to the game all year.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Hey, and it was senior day, and it was good to have 60,000 in the stands for the seniors. I mean, they've worked hard, worked really, really hard. Haven't had a ton of success, but to get a win on senior day, get yourself bowl eligible. That's a heck of a senior year, right?
Absolutely, man. Hey, we're looking forward to it. I hope it's someplace warm. Let's go to Tampa, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be nice. A nice warm bowl game is preferable to going to like Birmingham or Mobile.
The only thing I'm worried about is looks like we're only going to get probably 3 SEC teams in the playoffs. We were hoping for 4 because the more that gets into the playoffs, it bumps you up in the bowl. And so, obviously, if we beat Missouri, that bumps us up even more. And
I don't know what
hopefully
Feinbaum's going to do on Monday when he's running out of teams to talk about.
I got picture-in-picture going. I got Alabama on one. I got Texas A&M on the other. I guess Auburn just went up on Texas A&M. So Texas A&M could conceivably come back and win this game and give that 4th team.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're going to lose
actually,
next week
no,
to
they wouldn't
Texas.
if they lose to Texas next week.
Yep.
So.
I've got 13 games on right now, so we're going to wrap this up. Hacker, have a good night. Glad you all made it home safely. You have a good weekend.
All right, man.
All
right, good one, Zach.
Be good. Christian, as always, been fun. Appreciate you hanging out with me and keeping me company.
Yeah, man. Go Hogs. Got to win. Missouri beat Missouri, right?
Absolutely. That's next up, and we'll have more on that coming up Monday, Morning Rush, halftime, and then we'll do whatever it is we do on Monday. Probably not a whole lot of sports on a Monday. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. This has been Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.